That's yeah. Well, luckily we'll go back
Uh,
and edit it. But
it's all right. Hey, you're fine.
what's up, dude?
Nothing, man. A hell of a day. Really busy day, but all
Yeah,
good. Yeah, yeah,
I
all
wa-
good.
I literally want to hear all about it. And so, dude, listen. The whole point of me wanting to get you on here is before I even let you say a word. Uh, I know I said this to you the other day, but your career path in the last 20 months or so has been motivating, dude. And I'm proud to call you my friend. I was pumped to see the changes and the transitions you made from where you were to, a brand that you kind of thought was going to be a difference maker for you. And then all of a sudden you kind of drop into this role with Applied, which, I mean, dude, the sky's the limit for you at this point, I think. Again, man, I'm just so fucking proud of you, and was excited to tell you that again because it's not something you haven't heard me say 50 times. So, dude, I want to start from the beginning. Talk to me, and I'll just kind of drop questions as we go. So speak freely. Talk to me a little bit about how Applied came to be, and I mean all the way up until, dude, I think just yesterday, Aaron dropped on social that, dude, Nashville's up and running, right? Like now you guys have, a headquarters or a home base here in the United States. So
Mhm.
how did it happen for you, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I was with my previous employer, VMI, for about 3.5 years. I was a director of marketing there. And then just push came to shove, just needed a change. And I knew now Darren Decker of Alpha Lion Superhuman. He was a caged. I've known him for close to a decade now. I met him when he was at BBCom. I was with a brand called MFit for those who remember that. And it was just the stars aligned perfectly. And I was with Caged for about 6 months or so. Loved the products. It was a little bit of a different role. And as time went on, there came an opportunity where Aaron, my now CEO, I believe he was the COO at Caged, there was an opportunity for him to be the global CEO of Applied and AN. And as time went on, he gave me a call and said, "Hey, I may have a marketing director position open. Would you be interested?" And I jumped, like at the opportunity to do that, just because of the capabilities of Applied Nutrition alone. Like we're public in the UK. We're a debt-free business. We are one of 3 or 4 nine-figure businesses in sports nutrition across the globe. We make everything and every delivery method and application from energy gels, pump gels, effervescent tablets, pre-workouts, cream of rice, energy drinks, non-stim, creatine, creatine plus peptide, every single variation that you could possibly come up with, Applied Nutrition creates, and we are vertically integrated. We make our own stuff. We have every accreditation known to mankind, from Informed Sport to NSF. It was quite impressive, and that's what allured, um, Aaron. And obviously, I'm just so grateful to be on his mind for that role. So, just really, really grateful for all the opportunities and all the help I've gotten along the way. It's been an amazing ride. And the past year and a half has been absolutely crazy. We started off with rebranding, ABE, which is the UK's best-selling pre-workout. It's just a pre-workout. It's not a brand. All Black Everything energy drink and pre-workout. We kind of rebranded it, repositioned it, and then went out with Vitamin Shop exclusively nationwide for a performance line that included a pre-workout, zero calf, hydration, protein, and creatine plus peptide, our best-selling product to date. And then we're actually next month we're launching, let's call it a third line outside of energy, in a very large capacity, which is super exciting. And launching with collaboration again. Just a lot of first evers here. But it's just been such a blast and such a fun ride so far. And that's just the product side. So,
Yeah.
like you said, we did have an HQ in the States in Plano, Texas. We're moving to Franklin, Tennessee. That opens up in the next month or so. I will be there every single month. So it's
Ooh.
gonna be, yeah, yeah. It's been a very exciting ride, and I have the best team in the world. So,
You and I connected back in, I want to say it might have been 2020. It was literally right before COVID took off.
yeah.
And we had kind of had these conversations, and I was like, man, I'm on the road every other week. The Animal had me flying all over the place, too, like bi-weekly, and for anywhere from 4 or 5 days to a week. And so the idea of you having to travel, even if it's just once a month, I mean, you get no sympathy from me, brother. I was fucking all over the place. No, it's different, man, right? Like you're at a different place in your life. So obviously you're kind of at the point where just personally things are progressing, right? In the next couple of years, hopefully there's a family on the horizon and stuff like that. So I try to tell people too, man, like it might sound like, oh, dude, like I'm excited. Like, yeah, like I just want to dive right into it. Get it out of the way now. Because once that family comes, dude, you're never going to want to leave. Just
Yeah.
knowing you personally. And you know what, dude? Like, I say that semi jokingly, right? Because when I was on the road, I loved it, dude. I mean, even what a lot of people know is like I was commuting 1 day a week up to Long Island, and it was like 2.5 hours one way. So I mean, I was leaving at about, if I want to train in the morning, let's say, I was leaving at about 4:45 in the morning, and sometimes not getting home till about 9 o'clock at night.
I remember when I was leaving the gym, I
Yeah,
lived 2 minutes away from Bev's, and then you would come and like, dude, what? You drove here today? How
yeah,
many times? Like, how will they make you do this? This is ridiculous. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's just say nobody made me do anything, but it was just got this guy's just got to unmute himself, and we're ready to dive right in with Anthony Scalza. um, but yeah, man. So it was like the traveling aspect of what we do is so common, right? Like we don't get sympathy from anybody being on the road, even as an athlete. I mean, he's being pulled in a million different directions for photo shoots and stuff like that. We're not as good looking enough to be a part of these photo shoots like Anthony is. So
I'd
we just
argue that.
that's why we're the behind the scenes guys. But man, it's exciting stuff, dude. I mean, are you looking forward to some of that stuff? Is it new waters for you? I mean, to my knowledge, Nick, you weren't doing a lot of trade shows and demos for a lot of years. Is this new territory for you? Is it easy to think like, oh yeah, Nashville, Tennessee, once a month, it's nothing.
I mean, when I first got my background's in it's not actually in marketing. It was in regulatory and compliance from label development, and I did that for about 4 years, and then I just got my start in marketing with a pharmaceutical company. But when I got my start, I was traveling every week. That's how I met Guy, and we were traveling everywhere from Dubai, UK, Australia, China, Beijing, everywhere. And it was a wild ride. And then once I started with VMI, that just was non-existent. I was local content, marketing, so on and so forth. But it just started obviously ramping up now. We're really invested in making sure that the U.S. business grows and scales the way it needs to. And we're really starting to finally see that hockey stick. And it's like from the outside looking in, it's like it really is super satisfying. Uh, and Sarah will tell you, my travel has like really took an uptick. I was this past month, it was Orlando, San Diego with Patty, then Vegas with Regan. After that, I was back in Texas, then from Texas to Toronto, then Toronto, New York for a cup of coffee, then back. So it's been a lot. And I'll be in Vegas in 2 weeks with Regan and Sergio. We'll be doing some shoot that I can't talk about, but that'll be really fun.
I'm
Uh,
glad you touched on the athlete stuff, man. And this is kind of going to be how my segue to get Ant involved in the conversation and why it was so important for me to have you both on one episode. First of all, Scouser, what's up, dude? I feel like I mean,
What's
it's only been about a week since you and I chatted, but I was excited to have you on, man. How you doing? How was the shoot today? Everything good?
Yeah, man, everything went good. I'm doing well. Just we spoke about briefly, just starting this little fat loss phase about 5, 6 weeks in. Everything's going well. Don't really have a goal with the fat loss phase, just trying to look a little bit better for summer. Just signed with AN, so just trying to get in shape for that so we can get some good content.
Yeah, I mean, one of Nick's big initiatives, I guess you could say, in the last year was just the uptick in athletes. Especially here in the States. I know Regan's from Canada, but like Guy, Regan, Francesca, now Scalza. I mean, Nick? What was the thought process behind like hey, we need to add some faces. Terrell Owens. What was the thought process to like, hey, we need to add some faces to the brand as opposed to like some of these brands that really just ride like a, hey, the label on our pre-workout or our protein is what's going to move the needle. When we're in reality, you kind of need a face of the franchise now.
Yeah, I think, listen, I think it's a two-pronged approach. I think there's nothing wrong with that, with the latter. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, and that's how most businesses start, and that's how they should run. And if you can, the key for me is with every signing that there was it's really how do you measure success and like the old ROI. Like, if I'm paying you 2,000, I need to make X amount back, like that whole ordeal. It's very true, but simultaneously, that's not how you should always measure value. From a marketing lens, yes, there are people who generate a lot of revenue. There's also a lot of people that generate revenue that have dog shit content. Excuse my French. But it's different buckets. There are people that have what we like to call FU engagement. It's through the roof, it's eyeballs nonstop. And that they stink at the other two. There's people that have tremendous content, and at a drop of a dime, they can make this great piece for you in a pinch, and they're just great. And then there's people that just drive revenue all day nonstop. And then you have what I call the unicorns, aka Regan Grimes. They don't come around very often. They're great on the mic. They're great on camera. They win all their shows. And there's anything you need. They're super easy to work with. Unicorns, straight up unicorns. But we're lucky to have a plethora of those athletes, from Patty Pimblett to Regan Grimes to Natalie Eva Marie, Terrell Owens. Who else? I'm looking at a list here. Guy Cisternino, Sergio Oliva.
You're getting Aaron.
Scalza, Aaron Banks, former Mr. Olympia. I mean, and that list is growing. There's about 2 or 3 more that I'm trying to add within the next 60 days, which would be really cool. One that's one that's like nice and close to my heart too that I want. But I think it would be great. But the idea behind it is awareness. Like, you're not like globally everybody knows applied nutrition. No one knew AN over here, at least initially, because what we did was, whether you agree with it or not, they took ABE, the pre-workout, and they decided to make it the brand. Sometimes that thought process works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it didn't really resonate. We saw, just from a statistical standpoint, it wasn't going the way you wanted it to go. So there was ABE protein, ABE creatine, ABE this, which is fine, but it needed to spin, because in the UK it's not like that. ABE is just a pre-workout, it's just an energy drink, and AN, Applied Nutrition, is the overarching brand. So that's the approach that we had to do to reposition everything. We have our performance line, our performance performance hydration and protein. That'll be in Vitamin Shop. And then we have our core products, the black label stuff. But with those athletes and the following and the awareness comes top of mind. So like just straight up marketing. A lot of the marketing that a lot of brands do, it isn't to like get you to buy. It's when you're ready to buy. You're like, we're the first brand you think of. Like, when you think of quality, when you think of athlete, when you think of performance, the marketing that we're doing, or at least we're trying to do effectively, is when you're at that point, AN's the first, like that's your default. So that's really the goal.
Yeah, I mean that's how most people, in my opinion, should build their team. Is kind of like, hey, when you see your favorite athlete, what are they taking? What are they drinking? Right. That's every 18-year-old's first, thought process is, well, whatever Chris Bumstead was drinking, that's what I want to take. So, and when you decided to kind of make the jump, I know there was a handful of conversations behind the scenes, but was it strictly for like, hey, I need change personally, or, and I'm going to kind of give Nick his flowers here again, was it the impact that, Nick kind of had on Long Island, dude? Like, I mean, 6 months ago, Nick hit the nail on the head. I didn't know anything about Applied, aside from Patty was like an athlete for some supplement company over in UK. But then you start seeing some of the local people join, then some athletes join over, and then, dude, just took off. So kind of what was the thought process there? I mean, I thought where you were was kind of where you were going to stay for a long time. And you were there for a long time. So I kind of thought you were like, just never leave.
I certainly got
Was it a personal opinion, Ant, that you just like, hey man, like I just kind of need change for myself? Or did you kind of see the growing influence that Applied was having?
It was definitely a combination of the two. So over the years, I was with, another company for a few years there. And towards the tail end of that, I've just started to feel like I needed a change. Uh, I guess you could say the direction that that brand was going, I didn't necessarily love. I love the products, good people, everything like that. But it was just getting extremely, I guess you could say, saturated locally to where everywhere I looked, there was a new, BMI athlete. And it kind of just almost like watered things down. And I actually ran into Nick at Bev's and we were talking about this. Um, and I was kind of just expressing how I felt to him. And he told me, listen, if you're happy where you are, great, good. Like I want you to be happy. That's all that really matters to me. But
Awesome.
just know the door is always open if you want to change. We'll sit down, we'll talk, and see what options we have. So that was months before I even joined AN, and I thought about it for a while. And in the past, I had other companies that reached out to me, made some offers, but it was never anything that I really heavily considered. But knowing Nick, knowing just what he stands for, and if he's working for the brand, I know it's a solid brand. And just seeing kind of them pop up recently and the athletes they signed with Regan and Aaron Banks, that kind of showed me the direction that they were going and kind of how they want to be involved in the bodybuilding industry, which I wasn't getting from the other company. So I just saw it as a great opportunity to work with one, somebody I love like Nick, and two, just to kind of get out there a little bit more, network, maybe meet some people, create new relationships, and just kind of grow with the company.
Yeah, I mean, I say this selfishly as a bodybuilding fan, like removing
Mhm.
myself from the business side of things. Man, I want to support a brand that supports bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I want to see, my coach with a brand that promotes other coaches and other bodybuilders, not just like, hey man, anybody that walks in the gym, give them a shirt, right?
Hmm.
Where's how are you building culture? You're just building awareness.
Yeah.
And I think being a part of a culture is something that is way more valuable than just, hey, put this shirt on, we'll take some pictures, we'll talk to you again in 6 weeks.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's great for the brand, if they're just getting numbers like that. But I just wanted to be something part of something that was a little bit more, I guess you could say, like exclusive and just working with higher caliber athletes.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that you hit the nail on the head, dude. It's if you hold yourself to a higher standard, and you should be a part of a team that holds you to an equally high standard, and that expects a lot out of you, and isn't just going to be like, hey, we have him on his team because he has a lot of clients.
Yeah.
He's got a big
Hmm.
portfolio. So Nick, talk to me a little bit. I know you got to wrap up here soon, so I mean, what's coming down the pipeline? What's new for Applied? Give me a teaser, dude. These videos get like fucking 100 views. You can say whatever you want here. Nobody's gonna see it.
Yeah, no, we have a really big launch coming next month at a very large retailer, which is super exciting, and it's price appropriate, it's flavor forward, it's leaning in with collaboration, and it'll be available everywhere. So it really rounds out the AN line as a whole. We have our core items, the ABE, the pump, creatine, etc. We have our performance line at Shop. This line will just be added on top of that. And we're all really, really excited. There are a handful of licensed collaborations coming down the lane, not negotiating, like signed, like done, um, like a handful, which is super exciting for me because it really scratches that marketing and creative itch. But yeah, it really is, it's an exciting time, and credit to, our board and leadership team, specifically Aaron, who's really ran with, bringing the HQ to Franklin, Tennessee, which is really exciting. And our main goal, our mission statement is to become the most trusted sports nutrition brand on the globe. Like that is our goal, that is our mission. And it starts with building culture, and that's what we really strive to do between whether family, respect, originality, trust, just putting the customer first. Those are our core values. And we mean what we say, and we, like ironically, like Aaron says, we make what we sell, we sell what we make. We're vertically integrated. We're proud to. And we have a really awesome team, and I'm just really excited for the future and everything that comes with it. Um, and yeah, man. I do have a pocket of 10 more minutes, so if we do need to continue,
Sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that now I'm just gonna have Ant and I just fucking try to get you to compete next year and try to get you on stage one time before you pack it in.
Yeah, no, and Scalza's like
He goes,
fat loss
yeah,
phase.
no.
Yeah, no.
Dude,
And
I will say, I mean, I'll brag a little bit. I've worked with 3 coaches since I started competing. Not that I have been successful by any means. I'm just somebody who likes to bodybuild, so that's why I do it.
We need
From
more people like
basically,
that, though.
what'd you say?
So we need more people like you, though, that just love it, love the
I mean,
lifestyle, love the process of it.
I
I,
appreciate
I
that.
feel like nowadays you get rid of social media, half these people aren't fucking competing anyway.
don't get me
100%. And
So
you know
you're
what? It's
somebody of that regard. I mean, you train in your goddamn basement most of the time, right? Like you're not doing it for the attention, for the validation, for the clout. You're just doing it because you love it.
that's very true.
we all know those people. We all know those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there like that,
Mm.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, I also talk about, look, I competed in the OCB, and when I reached out to you, that was never a problem.
Mhm.
There are IFBB pros who are like, yeah, I'm not coaching you for that, and it's like, oh, all right. Or somebody's come to me and said, yeah, my coach dropped me because I wouldn't take gear. That's crazy. Um, so when we're ready to get Nick jumping on a cycle, and we'll get him on an NPC stage. And you know what, dude? Listen, you can post your whole fucking fitness journey every day, 50 posts a day. People will love it. You'll get 10,000 new followers, and then you
Sure.
can place like 8 out of 10th, and everyone will just tell you that they're proud of you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, no.
it.
It's yeah. No, what I will say is, listen, I've been friends with a handful of bodybuilders, from the highest level, from the Olympia stage, Arnold stage, all the way down to your local, gym. But I have the utmost respect for professional bodybuilders, or even aspiring professional bodybuilders, who can have that level of discipline. And some people may belittle it and say, well, it's just dieting and eating the same thing every day, but it's not. It's way more than that. So the level of discipline, that entails, is just next level. So I just have the utmost respect. They're the most disciplined athletes in the world, bodybuilders, and that's a fact.
Pretty
You
big that
mentioned
you
that.
have that discipline, though. You just apply it to work.
Yeah,
Other
you
Yeah,
areas
do.
have
I would
you
say
have the
that.
discipline. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just you'd have
yeah,
to take
no,
a step back from work
I've
and
been on
whatnot. That's what
your
you got to focus
fat
on.
loss phase for my entire life, so it's yeah, no, and then, like, listen, I'll like, a good example too is, from Guy, watching him go through his whole ordeal earlier in his career, to my girlfriend Sarah, who did her competition and she won, which was like so cool to see your loved one win a bodybuilding show, which is like, at first, I'm not gonna lie, when I first got there, I'd be like, all right, like, let's see what this is, like,
Yeah.
I've never had a girlfriend who's competed and
Yeah.
actually,
Go up there, have fun, honey. Put in
yeah,
all this
like,
work. We'll take some
whatever.
pictures. Have a good one.
And like me, like, it depends on the setting. I'm Mr. Reserved, like you guys know me. Like, in real life, I'm more of a, I will shoot the shit, but like, if I'm in public or surrounded by people, I'm very to myself. That's it. I found myself, like, I was that guy, like, screaming, like, let's go.
You're a fan. You were a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it was really cool to see. So give her flowers for a little bit, but yeah, no, the discipline that takes is otherworldly, man. Like, it's nuts. So, social media, I think, plays a really big part in that. And it's cool. Like, fitness right now, bodybuilding, not fitness, bodybuilding has become so, like, socially driven. It's become part of, like, social media culture. And, like, if you're not on prep or showing your posing or like filming your training session, like, it's, you know,
You must not take it that serious. If you're not posting every
yeah,
day, you must not take it
yeah,
serious.
yeah.
I always,
So
it's funny. I always know when Ant's in the shit and dieting or doing something because
you
he
don't do
posts
shit.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
typically.
rarely any physique shit. I mean, maybe a physique update from time to time, or post training, you hit your front relaxed pose in that mirror. But
Yeah,
I can always tell, I'm like, oh, Ant's up to something because I never fucking see his
yeah. You're
physique on
not going to see
social.
me talking on my stories or doing much like that because it's just getting the shit done, and that's all I have energy for.
Dude, I was bragging about you the other day because somebody had told me that they were looking for a coach, and I was like, man, Ant and I have been working together for almost 2 years. October will be 2 years,
Yeah, damn.
and
Time goes
I
quick.
was like, dude, for 2 years, and I'll use my wife as my credibility, but it's like I never complained about a meal, never complained about a cardio session. I mean, training, I've always kind of had, I showed you some of my training early on. You're like, dude, just fucking run with it. You're doing fine.
Yeah.
But dude, cardio, training, sleep, my heart rate, dude, all my metrics healthy. And I was like, bro, I'll never go to another coach ever again because it was
Yeah.
just,
Appreciate that.
dude, of course, man. I was like, I was telling this person because they were self-coached and they compete a handful of times and, they're 4 out of 8, 5 out of 7, stuff like that. And they're happy with it. They're enjoying training, but I'm like, man, Scalza gave me an edge, not just for the stage, but from a mental perspective. And like, just through that whole process, like, I didn't have to sit down and be like, oh man, fucking chicken and green beans. I'm going to jump off a bridge. I was like, no, man, like, I know that like this makes a difference for the next meal and the next meal and my training session tomorrow and shit. And to the point where, Nick, you'll love this because I know you and Sarah have like, burgers like 3 nights a week or some shit.
That's not true.
But I'm just saying there's a rumor out there that the burgers are flowing in that household.
Uh-uh.
Where Scouts just had to hit me with like, bro, you can fucking eat this week, right? Like, have food. And I'm like, dude, I feel good. The numbers are changing. He's like, you have to have a refeed. Go eat something. So it's just a credit to you, dude, that like the meals and the preparation and all that stuff off season or dieting for a show was so easy that I never even thought about like, man, I need a break. And I mean, there were some times there where I was like, hey, dude, I got, let me be a dad for a couple months and stuff. But
yeah,
things were
that's
fucking
life, though. Yeah.
and and you were always super cool with that too. And you were always understanding like, yeah, dude, you need a break. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to take a break. So
sometimes you got to be told when to pull back a little bit too.
yeah, you ain't kidding. So dude, when are we getting some Anthony Scalza applied photo shoots? I know I saw one or two pop up. Like I said to you, Nick, you just in the last 6 months, man, just I feel like Long Island specifically, because that's kind of where the three of us come together, just took off, man. Like it's just everywhere you look in a good way. It's not like fucking brand vomit. I love what you guys are putting out. I love this, dude. And I reached out to you immediately. I was so pumped.
Yeah.
I shared it on social media. What an opportunity for you. What's kind of the goal, I guess, and I'll ask you first,
Mm-hmm.
what's kind of the upcoming goals, either, personal, bodybuilding, coaching, what's next for Anthony Scalza, man?
So I think both of you know what the big thing coming up is, which I can't really talk about just yet. But yeah, let's just say there's something big coming to Long Island within the next year. So that's the main focus right now. But right now, in the meantime, I'm just trying to build my coaching business. Because right now, I mean, I shifted a lot from going full-time in person to online coaching, and I would like to take that down and shift it a little bit more, drop my in-person sessions down to even less and just put more time into just building my online business. I feel like I just help more people, reach more people, and just, get better results with people, working with them on an online capacity versus one-on-one. So
can I ask you, and I hope this isn't kind of muddy waters or anything. Do you still train at a ProFit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
I wasn't sure what the relationship was there, or I've been out of the loop for a couple months now.
Everything's good there. I'm down to maybe like 30 hours a week there, like 30 sessions a week with clients, where I was doing like 40, close to 50 at one point, which was just burning me out. Because it'd be like AM sessions, and then I'd have a few hours of a break, then go back for PM sessions. So it was just long, dragged out days, which is why I kind of started shifting that focus also onto more online coaching. It was just long days. But yeah, I'm still there. I take my clients there. I'll train there a few days a week, and then I'm at Bez a few days a week.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, for right now, that's the gym for right now. ProFit and Bez.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's always good to hear. I think the three of us, we can talk, bodybuilding, we can talk business, we can do all that stuff for hours. So Nick, I want to wrap it up with you, dude. Let me know kind of I know you kind of teased it a little bit with some stuff on the horizon, but what's coming, dude? Give me something. Give me a little teaser.
I would say we're going to be doing licensing and marketing. I'd like to say like you really haven't seen before. So there's a lot of licensed collaborations that they say they're joint collaborations, but like in the past with Chiquita and Kraft Heinz and Tang, that are coming down the pipeline that is true joint marketing. So for instance, like with Chiquita and Performance, like Chiquita put out PR, Chiquita did videos. Like it's true joint marketing, which isn't done very often within the sports nutrition category. It's more or less you have the, you know, the likeness, NIL all sealed up, and you just put it on your label and you call it a day. But really elevating the marketing that we're doing. We have right now, commercials going on ESPN, Fox News, MSNBC, ESPN2. We just had a commercial right after First Take the other day, which is wild. That's my favorite show on ESPN. With our, shot of Terrell Owens talking about the brands, and then we have coming in the next 2 to 3 weeks, 14 to 16 different digital billboards in New York City Times Square, and then also CTV media activations as well with your streaming services. So that's going on right now as we speak. Um, and then next month is a really big launch at a pretty large retailer. And then I would say just keep an eye out for even more collaborations, even more athletes. And if you were at the Arnold last year, oh, I want to say right now we're 50-50 for Olympia, but Arnold, we're more than likely going to be there. And if you saw our booth last year, just wait till this year coming up. So it's gonna be yeah, yeah.
Listen. I don't want to run out of time, on you guys. So hopefully this isn't the last time we do this. And I kind of want to get you on an episode 2 in the very near future, just to talk more specifically coaching side of things.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about the process that you and I have kind of gone through, more diving into your diet and, your approach to training. Nick, I can get you on here, talk about, the business side of things forever. So thank you both. This means a lot. Hopefully I can get more than, like 50 views on this video, because I have some important people with me.
Oh, for sure.
What's up? You going to break my balls?
No, I was going to say, it's going to do well. Just trust me. Okay.
We'll share the shit out of it.
It's all good, man. So you know what, dude? And kind of how I, told you guys when I wanted you on in the first place. I don't care if it gets fucking 10 views. Like, I just enjoy talking bodybuilding with my friends. And
good to catch up.
Right now, I have the time. As you both know, behind the scenes, I got some big, career changes and some life changes coming up in the next, month or so. So my primary focus is just being a dad and being a good husband and being present and hanging out with, you guys, even if it's just on Zoom, and maybe making a surprise trip up to Long Island before long. And you guys will know when that's happening. But
oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's coming in the extremely near future. So, thank you both. And as always, thank you everybody for stopping by the framework.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you.